It's time to talk Canelo Crawford and get it to it logistically. Wait for a couple people to get on here. Wait for a few to jump on. Getting ready to talk Canelo Crawford. Right. Too early. Probably got on here a bit too early. However, just don't want to miss the opportunity to talk with you guys, especially about my opinion on the fight. Crawford, Canelo. When you get in here, let me know you're in here. Shout out where you from, where you at. Let me know, let me know. Canelo Crawford, let's get into it. Firstly, let me know what you think. So Canelo Crawford. Let's get into it. One of the most absurd things that I'm seeing right now as far as Canelo Crawford is concerned is a lot of people are talking like Canelo is just going to get washed or walked through. Like Canelo's not that dog. Canelo is a dog. Let's not forget that Canelo has the best active resume in boxing. Clearly, there's no way that anybody who's boxing right now has a resume even as close to Canelo Alvarez's resume. So one of the most absurd comments I'm hearing that people are making is that Bud is going to knock out Canelo. Drop it in the comments. If you think Bud is going to knock out Canelo, drop it in the comments. Let me know that. How is Bud going to knock out Canelo? Bud didn't even knock out Madrimov, who was a heavier opponent. Somebody has to let me know how Bud is going to knock out Canelo. Canelo Alvarez is a counter fighter. And I think one of the biggest things or biggest misconceptions that is being made right now is that because Bud is, and I hate to say it like this, a black fighter, that he's going to move like Mayweather. Y'all are too busy comparing Bud to Mayweather. Bud ain't Mayweather. You have to look at Bud's style. Bud's style is not necessarily one with great head movement. He's a great counter fighter. We've seen that with Errol Spence. So he doesn't move his head a lot. So at some point in time, he's going to be looking to exchange counters with Canelo, which we know is a horrible idea. Bud needs to move. In order for Bud to win, he's got to be perfect for 12 rounds. He can't take any risk because Canelo's just looking for one shot to change the entire fight. And one shot can change the entire fight. If Canelo lands one shot and that good quality shot that he's looking for, Bud's in trouble. Bud's in trouble. What do y'all think, though? Especially all y'all who were talking about how Bud is going to knock Canelo out. Yo, what's going on? All y'all talking about how Bud is going to knock Canelo out. Please clear that up for me. Please clear that up because he knocked out Spence. Come on, man. Canelo, best active resume. And unfortunately, the scales over here with me, it's an even fight. Both of these guys I'm fans of. They're both in my top 5 current fighters right now. However, listen, man. Right now, the scales tip in Canelo's favor. I don't care how you like it. 55-45, the scales tip in Canelo's favor. First, I was riding with Bud, ride or die. But right now, the scales tip in Canelo's favor. Let's break it down. Canelo, best active resume in boxing, right? That's one thing. Best active resume in boxing. 2 is Canelo's a natural counter fighter. His biggest drawbacks is that 1, his jab isn't that great. And he doesn't double jab either. So his jab isn't that great and he's flat-footed. However, those flat feet got him to Hall of Fame status. Canelo has the ability to disappear right in front of you because his footwork isn't that great. But he's looking to counter and he's looking to bully. He's going to have Crawford on the ropes all night. That will be the game plan, to have Crawford moving around the ring all night. And that would actually be to Bud's advantage to stay moving. However, Bud is also a counter fighter. With Bud being a counter fighter, he's going to want to exchange with Canelo at some point in time, which is a horrible mistake. He should not want to exchange with Canelo at all. There is nothing that Bud can throw at Canelo that's going to make him take a knee, nothing that's going to make him sit down or even stagger. Canelo's been in there with heavy hitters. He's been in there with Bivol. He's been in there with Triple G 3 times. He's been in there with Kovalev. And as we all saw in those fights, it only takes one shot, except for the Bivol fight. You know, he lost the Bivol fight. So, yeah, he has the best active resume. And in my opinion, Bud doesn't have the head movement. Bud counters. He goes to the high guard. So with him going to the high guard, what's Canelo going to start doing? What did he do with Bivol? He started hammering at that arm. And Canelo has great head movement and great timing and great countering. I don't know. With those factors right there, it's got to be a 55-45 headed Canelo's way. Now, Canelo's going to look for the knockout. There's no way. Canelo's not going to look for the knockout. Canelo's going to look for the knockout. Bud should look for the UD, unanimous decision or split decision. He should look for the decision. Canelo is going to look for the knockout. And it's going to come if Bud does play around and sits there in front of Canelo and stays on those ropes. Now, if Canelo goes on the ropes, let's say Canelo's working. We know he's going to be working and coming forward. And Bud's going to be on the back foot, looking for countering and timing or whatever. If Canelo does go against the ropes, then he's going to be playing possum because he's going to wait for Bud to come in, put those hands up like he was trying to set up Bivol, and wait for the perfect counter. So, yeah, it's a tough call. It's a tough fight. I wish they weren't fighting. I mean, I didn't want them to fight because I thought the strength advantage and all of that was in Canelo's favor. And I still do to a certain extent. However, let me know what y'all think. Type it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what you think as far as how this fight is going to play out. Politically, because of this fight being so big, don't be surprised if they let this fight ride out to a draw. It's going to be clear who wins. But politically, because of how corrupt boxing is, they'll let this thing ride out to a draw. They'll let it ride to a draw just so they can get the money back up again. It's going to be a clear winner, clear and concise winner. And for everybody talking about Bud having the speed advantage, right? Bud is going up 20 plus pounds. He fought Madrimov at 54. He's fighting Canelo at 68. So even though he's going to be faster, he's not, or he's alleged to be faster, gaining weight slows you down. Gaining weight makes you be a little bit more tactical about the volume of punches that you're going to output, because that's a lot of weight to move, or a lot of weight to go up to move actively. So let's say Bud weighs in at 67, 68. The next night he goes up to 70 something. We've never seen Crawford fight at 170. Never seen him fight at 170. He's going to be heavier, which in turn is going to affect his speed. So that speed that you guys are looking for isn't going to be there. So how does Crawford beat Canelo? He sticks and moves. He sticks and moves. Stick and move. That's what you do. He doesn't go to that high guard. I hope he doesn't go to that high guard. Crawford has to beat Canelo by jabs, death by jab. Because the moment he starts reaching with crosses and hooks is when Canelo starts pinning off those counters. And Canelo would actually sit there and let Crawford bank rounds. He's a very, 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 very good strategist. He'll sit there and let Crawford bank rounds. Just so he can get that one shot. He did it to Billy Joe Saunders, who had the speed advantage on him. He did it with Caleb Plant, who had the speed advantage on him. So he's beat faster fighters. What makes this one so different? You know, and I like Bud. Don't get me wrong. I like Bud. You know, I like Bud. I like Canelo. However, I don't see this being what you guys are making it. And you all who are talking about Crawford's going to knock out Canelo, y'all just need to just stop that. Stop that. I'm still waiting on y'all to get on here and explain that one to me. How does Crawford knock Canelo out? Make that one make sense to me. Let me know where y'all from. Let me know where y'all from on the live. Where y'all from? I want to know what's going on. What's going on? Canelo Crawford, come in here and drop your opinions. Well, those are my opinions. So I hope you enjoyed the live. I'm not going to maintain on here any longer. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Talk to y'all later.